Welcome back. So, I pretty much, for the installation, I took off those screws by putting a screwdriver and turning it to the left side and removing and holding on to the plastic nut and the washer. Once you take that off, the toilet seat comes off. Then you can just wipe down your situation of your toilet, and then you will have your thing ready to be installed. Once you're installed, ready to go, you put your bidet down, your new one, and you just put it on, and this is adjustable. Once you adjust it properly, it will be good to go into the toilet. You want to just dry fit it and see how it fits onto the toilet. There's the bidet right down the middle in the center. It's good to go. Flush the toilet, drain the water out of the water tank, and then turn off the water. Make sure the water is turned off and drain it again to make sure everything is out of the toilet. Because you sucked all the water out when it was already empty, no water should be coming into the tank. So that hose, when you release it by turning turning it to the left side, you will loosen it up and it'll come out. But before I did that, before I installed it, I took some of the Teflon tape, wrapped it around the washer on both ends. This side, it has a washer that I placed inside. Focus. This part will go onto the toilet. This part down here will be hooked up to the water pipe that came in, and this will be going in from here to here. Easy install. Alright, let's do it right now. Alright, so I put it on and I'm screwing it into place. Once I screw it tightly, make sure you just hand tighten as much as you can, and then make sure the side with the siphon is facing towards the hose, towards you, because the top is already tight, so you can adjust that bottom part. And because you have Teflon tape in the washer, it'll hold it in place. Okay? Reconnect the water hose, and the Teflon tape will make it tight, so there shouldn't be any water leaking from your pipes and your connections because there are washers and Teflon tape. I will double check to squeeze in the top later. Once I get everything all set up, I'll double check to make sure there's no leaks and all that good stuff, and we'll be done. I'll pause it right now and come back. Alright, we got one end here. This 1/2 inch right here will be the one that connects into this water pipe right here. I'm doing one hand, so it's kind of hard. I'm gonna tighten it up one way, righty tighty, lefty loosey, as you can see right here. Hand tighten it. They say you don't need tools, but I'm just gonna double check it later to make sure it doesn't leak. Once you have a couple threads on it, you're good to go. And then you're gonna connect this side bidet to the toilet. Make sure you have a good thread on it when you're first starting it out, and you will be good to go in about a couple seconds. I'm gonna tighten it back up and then I'll come back. So everything is all tightened up by hand. They say you don't need tools. We'll double check to make sure there's no leaks when we turn on the water, because right now the toilet's empty, the water's off. So what we'll do is now turn on this connection right here, this valve, and start filling up with water and check for leaks. It's on full speed. You can hear the water's filling the tank. Water is coming into the tank from the water line going into the tank, and also pressurizing this tube right here that is going into the bidet. So there is two options here, which we'll talk about after I finish installing this and go through the steps. So I'm going to go through the steps on what we did. First, I got all the materials prepared. I got the hoses taped up, the washer placed in, got the adjustment for the bidet set up so it's properly centered so the water goes in the proper area. Turn off the water that's going in from the wall to the tank. Empty out the water out of the basin. And then unhook the water entry into the tank and put the T that we had into the tank on the bottom. Connect that T into this pipe that goes into the bidet. As you can see, you don't need tools. You just need a screwdriver to loosen up the tank and the provided materials. Once you're done with that, in about 3 minutes, you're done and you're gonna have a bidet. So let's go over the features. So this part here is supposed to be the nozzle. Everything is tight. There's nothing loose. Sometimes your toilet seat is not designed for a bidet, so it's like a little more slanted, but supposedly that's good for you. And then make sure the water is always on off. I don't feel any water even without any tools, so I'll probably retighten it later, but just keep a bucket or something under there for a couple days and just make sure. And every so often, just check to make sure you don't have any leaks. And also, just make sure you turn this off. I'm gonna turn it on to see what happens. I don't want to squirt myself, so I'm gonna put the seat down. So how it works is that if you turn the water to clean nozzle, let's see what's happening. So it appears like it's flushing the bidet out from the tank, from the tube, and cleaning out this bidet right here. So if you have it on nozzle clean, it's full speed flushing it with just a lot of water. You can leave it on and use that, and eventually your water is going to fill up your tank and it's going to drain out. If you want a good clean flush. They say you use some Simple Clean and you can wipe it off every so often, or Windex. That's all you need, and don't really scratch the surfaces. If you have it on full speed on nozzle clean, it will get wet, so you might need to wash it, but it doesn't do too much damage. So every so often, just wipe the strap down so no gunk and messy, and you're good to go. And that's full speed at nozzle clean. So after you use it, you just turn off the nozzle and just go nozzle clean, you're done. And let's see what happens when I do wash. Let's close the door. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna put something on it so it doesn't come out. So we're gonna test this bidet. I put a little bit of plastic wrap, and I'm not gonna put it on full speed. I'm just gonna barely turn on and see what happens. It seems like it's gonna work just with a little bit of water. So when I turn this slowly to the right side and you do wash, as you can see, I barely have it. It's already squirting water at full speed. Imagine if you go all the way, which can really hurt. So I don't think you need that much pressure. I think you just need a gradual amount and you're done. Oh man, I just squirted myself. That is great. So this is the end of part 2. We'll do a part 3 and just see how it is and how we like it. But this is not a sponsored ad. This is just to do it, and it was not that expensive. It was like roughly $40 here in California for this item. So, but you could find it online for cheaper or more expensive, but convenient, And then pretty much most of these bidets are pretty much the same. So it's pretty easy to install, and this is the ambient temperature one, so there is not heated water. There are options where you have heated water, blow fans. The more expensive you put, the more money you put into it, the better quality you have. And here in California, it can be warm, so nice cool water in your ass is pretty amazing. So, all right, guys, we'll have a great one, and let's see how this goes. Bye.